Good day, everyone. I'm Ria Christine N. Egenias, a senior high school teacher from the English Department of Emiliano, Tirona Memorial National High School in Kawit, Cavite. I'm here to present to you my basic research entitled What Best Characterizes the Spoken English in the Communicative Outputs of Grade 11 Students in 21st Century Literature. So for my introduction, every English teacher would want that students make themselves understood using their spoken English in every situation requiring communication. English teachers help students to learn the English language so that the students can use the English language to learn. Accuracy and fluency are indicators of the student's success in the spoken English. According to Scott in 2012, accuracy is the ability to produce correct sentences using correct grammar and vocabulary, while fluency is the ability to produce language easily and smoothly. The grade 11 senior high school students are engaged in a number of communicative outputs in literature class. According to Richards in 2006, role plays and discussions are the most common types of communicative outputs. In fact, the students may use the language required by the teacher, but they may also use other communication strategies just to put the message across. So in short, accuracy is not a consideration unless the lack of it interferes with the message. The researcher intends to determine the prioritized success indicator in the spoken English of the identified outputs in the literature class. That's why the following research questions have been formulated. 1. What is the respondent's profile in terms of age, gender, and track? Number 2. What are the communicative output activities in 21st century literature? 3. What was the emphasized indicator in each of the communicative outputs? And 4. How do we now describe the student's communicative outputs after knowing what indicator was emphasized? For the study scope and limitations, the study only considered the grade 11 senior high school students who are enrolled in a 21st century literature class for the first semester of the school year 2019-2020. The researchers' focus is to determine the emphasized success indicator of the spoken English to describe the communicative outputs produced by students and is limited only to the identified communicative outputs of the participants. For the study's methodology, the descriptive research design was used in the study. The sample size was determined using the Slovin's formula. In June 2019, there were 535 listed grade 11 senior high school students, 196 in the academic track, specifically from the accountancy, business and management, and humanities and social sciences strands, 339 students in the TBL track from housekeeping, computer system servicing, hairdressing, bread and pastry production, and shielded metal arc welding strands. A total number of 229 respondents was considered in this study. A self-made questionnaire was also used by the researcher. This was patterned after the speaking proficiency scale by John Oller, in which the scale says that the success indicators in the spoken English are grammar, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. The percentage and ranking methods were also used. The percentage so that the researcher may see the number of responses made by the data providers, and the ranking method to determine which between the success indicators did the students prioritize. For the results and discussion, the table shown on the screen shows the distribution of respondents according to track. In the academic track, there were 85 respondents, which is equivalent to 37%. From the TBL track, there were 144 respondents, that's equivalent to 63%. So this research finding is supported by the paper by Orbeta et al. In 2019, in which it says that TVL is one of the tracks most commonly offered in public schools. That justifies why there are more student respondents from the TVL track than the academic. The second table shows the communicative output activities in 21st century literature. So the respondents were given choices, which we see on the first column. So what ranked first is the role-playing activities with 215 responses. Second, with 192 responses, would be creating videos. Ranked third is classroom discussion and reporting activities with 155. Rank 4, with 125 responses, is obtaining information, and rank 5th is developing travel plans. As you can see, there aren't any responses for developing travel plans because the researcher is also the key teacher for 21st century literature, and I did not include developing travel plans as one of the outputs of the students. So these research findings are supported by Zarikova's article titled Developing Speaking Skills, in which it was mentioned that the most common types of communicative output activities are role plays and discussions. So it is expected that in literature classes where literary pieces and a lot of stories are discussed, um, they are exposed into role-playing activities, and they are put into situations that they may eventually encounter outside the classroom where a lot of language functions are required. And then the last table shows the emphasized indicator or indicators in the communicative outputs. So on the first column, the first and second success indicators focus on getting the message across and focus on the meaningful use of language. They both refer to the fluency indicator. The third and fourth, which are the focus on grammar and the focus on the controlled choice of language, both pertain to the accuracy indicator. So, based on the table, ranked first is the focus on grammar. This table states what indicator or indicators was or were emphasized by the students whenever they are given communicative outputs. So rank first with 624 is that students prioritized grammar. Rank second, students prioritized the controlled choice of language. Rank third, students prioritized getting the message across. And ranked fourth, they also focused on the meaningful use of language. So the research finding that grammar is what is prioritized by students in their identified communicated outputs is supported by Hinkle's article in 2017 that the goal of grammar teaching and learning is to enable learners to communicate effectively and appropriately in context. So based on those data, the researcher was able to come up with the following conclusions. 1. The identified communicative outputs are as follows. First, role-playing activities. Second, rating videos. Third, classroom discussion. And fourth, obtaining information. This indicates that these are the most common communicative outputs which are usually given in literature classes. Second, the findings revealed that the emphasized success indicator in the spoken English of the communicative outputs is grammar. 3. The findings clearly show that grammar, structure, and correctness in text and the controlled choice of language were prioritized in the spoken English of the students' communicative outputs. So this proves that in the students' performances or communicative outputs, accuracy was emphasized or prioritized over fluency, even if they are both success indicators in the spoken English. So the findings of this research is deemed beneficial for um, teachers in general, or specifically for literature teachers, to identify communicative outputs which are appropriate for the subject, and then at the same time, for them to be able to give a clearer language instruction to students enrolled in the said classes. Because based on the findings, it is very evident that uh, grammar is prioritized uh, in literature classes. Maybe students have this notion that if it is an English class, grammar will always be prioritized. So, uh, the next time that we give students these communicative outputs, let us try to give them more appropriate activities and then at the same time clear language instructions. So that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening and good day.